So now after this we can now move ahead to and start fixing our doors and windows. But before that we need to create our openings for our doors, right? Since we cannot just follow through the wall inside each of our bedrooms. So let's start by creating the wall, this by making an opening for our door to the bedrooms first. First of all, since we said our internal doors are 900 by width, 900 millimeters for the width, right? So what we just need to do is let's extend this here, and then let's draw a line, right? Let's draw a line, select the line and move it with a distance of 900. Now we can just trim this out. Now this is our opening for our door here, and then we can just select it, and then okay, before that let's create the beam from the living room to the to the lobby. Since it's going to be an open space, our lobby does not have a door, right? It's just more or less like an open space covered with a curtain or maybe a glass door or so. So now let's just create a beam here, something like a lintel, right? So we'll just create it here and then give it a thickness of 230 also. So we are having this. Now let's go ahead and create the door opening for the other bedroom here. So with that, I'll just mirror this, the already made one. I'll just mirror it and then enter, and I'll just extend this and then trim this out. So I'm good to go. Now let's try to create the same thing for our toilet doors. Now this time around our toilet doors are 750 millimeter for the width, right? So what we just need to do now is create a line here. Sorry, let's return this to our wall. So now let's create a line, right? Create a line, then move it upwards with a distance of 750, and then we'll trim this out. Sorry, and then we'll trim this out. Now you can just go ahead and mirror it to the other side here to get the door opening for our mirror for our toilet here. What you just need to do is to mirror, mi for mirror, enter, and then select the common midpoint and drop. Yes. So now we can just go ahead and extend this also, and then we'll trim. Now we are done with that. Now let's move on to our dining. Our dining here now, our dining here. We might need to put a door, or we can just okay, let's make it kind of fashionable. Let's design it and put a glass door there, right? Though we've not created a glass door, I just try to create this as our glass door. It will open, and I turned it into a block, right? Just like the way we turned the rest into a block. So I created it and turned it to a block. We can just select it and then copy. Though you can just try to design the glass door based on your own design and everything, right? Now let's bring it closer here. Now since our dining, the length of our dining here is 3000, right? We can just decide to place the glass door in between, which is 1.5, right? So I've created the glass door as a with a distance of 1.5, right? What we just need to do now is to get the opening here, right? We need to get the opening here. And for us to do that, what we just need to do now is just try to get the midpoint first. We need to get the midpoint. After getting the midpoint, now let's move it with a distance of half of the measurement we are needing, which is we are needing a measurement of 1.5, right? Now we need to move it with a distance of half of that 1.5, which is 750 to the upper part. Now let's copy it now and bring it down with the distance of 1.5 now. So now we're now having our glass door placed in the center of our dining here, the length of our dining here. So now let's just trim it out. So this is where our glass door is going to be, right? And the entrance to the kitchen, we need to just put it here from the dining to the kitchen. We cannot put our door outside here. It will be too exposed. Let's assume there are visitors. Your kitchen is directly exposed to them, right? So it needs to be hidden from the living room. You can just come in. Anybody that needs to access the kitchen must go through the dining, right? So in doing that, we can just create a line here, right? Create a line here. Now copy and then give it a distance of 900 and then trim this out. In designing, there are some things we need to consider, right? Like positioning of our bedroom and the visitor's bedroom. That's if your drawing is having a visitor's bedroom, right? Especially the master's bedroom. The master bedroom cannot be close or next to the visitor's bedroom, right? The positioning of your toilets too and the water closet also should. There are some basic considerations we need to consider, more or less like what I said for the kitchen also. The entrance for your kitchen should not be outside, should not be directly outside here, because anybody outside here can easily have access to your kitchen, which is wrong, right? That's why I'm trying to bring the entrance inside here, so anybody that needs to access the kitchen must come in through the dining, and that should only be known by the family members, right? So now I've created the entrance to my kitchen. Now I need to create an entrance to my that is outside here. And meanwhile, while creating door, we have to take note of the opening direction of our doors, right? Our doors should always be open. Is among the considerations we need to consider to while making a design. Our doors should always be opening to the wall to avoid taking up necessary space. Let's assume I'm creating a door here now and I'm intending to open it here like this, and there are some kitchen cabinets here. So definitely it's taking up unnecessary space which is not supposed to take up. So now we either create it opening to the wall outside here or opening to the wall inside here. But the best option is to create it opening to the wall outside here. So what we just need to do now is select this and end this and then draw a line here, right? And then move it with a distance of 900. And then let's trim this out and then we are good to go. Now what is left for us is to create the entrance for our toilet here and our entrance. But let's create our entrance first. From here, we create a line here, right? And then let's copy it. Since our entrance door width is 1200, then we'll be using a distance of 1200, right? And then we'll trim this out. We are good to go for that. And then the last but not the least, which is the visitor's toilet here. Now we can either create our door here opening to the wall here or opening to the wall here, but we cannot leave it outside. We cannot create our door outside here because it is unreasonable. If we are having a visitors, is we are calling it a visitor's toilet. A visitor does not have to come out of the building to be able to access the toilet here, right? So what we just need to do is we need to fix it either here or here, but we need to consider some other things also, like the positioning of the water closet, right? Let's assume our water closet is here now. Let's assume it is here and we are fixing a door either here or here. Anybody entering direct, let's assume there is somebody inside here using the toilet and maybe the door is not locked from inside. Anybody coming inside without the knowledge that somebody is there can just open the door and see the person directly. So now if our door is being placed here, then we can go ahead and place our water closet here. At least anybody entering, we will not be directly seeing the person using the toilet. The person using the toilet is still hidden by this side here, right? So now let's go ahead and create our door here. Now let's create it. Let's move it and give it a distance of 750, which is the width of our door for toilet, right? So let's trim it out. Now that we've done that, then we can go ahead and start fixing our doors, right?